Mitch. Hi, American Dad. Hi, Lele. Hi, Cam. Hi, Richard. Hi, Matt. And Scorpio. What up? Nice shirt. Wait, why'd you say Sag? Oh, true. It's okay. It's from last year. We can still have good memories from last year. Hi, Aiden. Hi, DePiglio. Hi, Oofin Monkey. And man, when you said that, it just made me realize this year. I mean, I realize it every day and every second of every day, but it's still like, oh, wow, what a year. Hi, NC Golden. Hey, Cherry. Hi, Dasab. Hi, Honey. Hi, Constalive. Hello, everyone. Okay, hold on. Let me post on Instagram just real quick. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, okay, hello. Okay, well, I will wait 2 minutes to start, and then I will say my things, and then I will move on. And then that will be that, because I am very stressed. What happened to Fed? Oh, who wants to tell him? Sorry, I can't help but joke sometimes. Imagine that. Thank you for the 5 months. Welcome back, MP. Thank you for the 19 months. Go to Reddit if you have literally no idea what's going on. Hi, Chow. Hi, Qigong. Hi, I don't know. Sometimes, you know, when you're like going through stuff, a lot of emotions, and you're like sad, you're angry, but then like you can't help but like laugh at times. It's like you sometimes like you just cope by laughing. And then you're like, why am I laughing? This is like a serious thing. Yeah, that's what manic laughter, maybe a little bit. So Credence, thank you for the 43 months. Blue Skies. Joe Mar, thank you for 16 months. Yeah, it's just like, it makes you, I don't know, you just have to like laugh at it sometimes. It's so ridiculous. Elliot, what's up? And Advent Palace, what's up? Hello, thank you for the 19 months. Mecca, same for the 9 months. It helps hide the sadness. Exactly. Yeah, normal human reaction. Is the audio delayed? Oh, maybe a little bit. Is it bad though? I'm having computer issues, like PC problems. I think something went boom with my CPU, so I'm gonna have Christopher Yee is gonna come over, and he's gonna help me fix it tomorrow. Yeah, so he's making an emergency trip down, because I was like, I can't run anything. I can't, like Valorant would take up 70% of my computer usage. Yeah. S-Crack, same for 21 months. So I like how Nick first thing, does that mean movie night's canceled? I'm gonna figure out what time. I'm gonna try to make it work, but I also have a sponsored stream tomorrow. Gosh, can I just say, like, throughout all of this, the sponsor this was my sponsor week. You guys don't even know, like, this was my sponsor week. Supposed to have a sponsor stream today. I begged Hannah, like, please don't make me do it today, just because I knew I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to like do this talk and then go into a sponsored stream. I just felt like that would be super weird. You know, so I just asked her like if I could move it. She said tomorrow. So I've just been, honestly, I've been dreading this stream. I knew that I'd have to I considered saying I refuse to talk on it. I'm just not going to say anything. But I do think, I thought about it, talked to the girls, talked to a lot of people, OTV, Scara. I just asked like, what should I do? Is because I don't want to make things worse. But yeah, and they just said, everyone who I talked to told me, you should say your piece. You should say what would give you closure in this situation. Like, if I think about it, like, Fed has been in my life since 2017. So, damn, I'm getting all emotional. What the heck? I haven't cried like at all. Well, no, I cried. That's a lie. But I'm getting all emotional because it sucks. Yeah, it's a really, really, really lame situation. How does Pokey do this? Oh my god, I was watching her yesterday. I'm like, bless your soul for like taking the pressure, because that, like, she was the first one to like speak, and tons of people were watching her and stuff. She wrote everything down. Yeah, she did. She did. I wrote things down too, because I have I'm just gonna preface this. What I'm gonna say is my personal stuff with Fed. Everything, yeah, personal. I have everything I'm gonna say, with an exception of 1 or 2 things, because I forgot to. I said to his face. I told him I was at the intervention, and I spoke with him face to face. So I was able to tell him, and it was really rough. But he took really well to it at the time. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to Pokey for like breaking the street, like the it just felt very hard to go live, and I was like, what are you guys gonna say? I don't know what to say. So I've been dreading saying anything, and I battled with just saying nothing. I was like, okay, I could just go live and be like, hey, not gonna address it, peace. Yeah, but like I said, Fed has been a part of my life, and I did want to just touch, well, not even touch, just go into some things that my experiences with him, and a lot of this is nothing to do with the sexual assault stuff going on, and this is just him as a friend to me, and ways that I actually I didn't realize were toxic at the time, but yeah, and I think that it'll give me closure. So I don't want to add fuel to the fire. I just want to support my friends right now, and yeah, I guess just yeah, that's it. I'm gonna be really bad at speaking because I've never really talked like this in front of people. I think this is the first time I've brought like an issue with a friend up publicly, like publicly. I've dealt with friends stuff privately. Like, this is as if, like, when I think about it, like the Just Friends boom, like if I had to like come on stream and talk about like luckily like Just Friends didn't explode to the point of like, you know, we kick someone out or like, I don't know, but I never wanted to speak on that, and I still haven't spoken on it, but this has gotten to the point where it has to be publicly addressed. It's all out there, and so I have permission from everyone I'm going to speak about to include them in my stories. And so yeah, anyways, who is Fed? Okay, well, I'm not going to go that far deep in lore. Yeah, it's just been really rough, yeah, since the whole like stuff with Albert happened last year, and then, you know, it's just like, what is going on? It feels really sad. It's just like, it's so weird. I was talking about Edison. I was like, in a normal like friend group, this is not how things go down, you know. It feels like every time I lose a friend, it's like this, all these emotions, so much hurt, like, I don't know, it's just like the public weighs in. And imagine like losing a friend and seeing your friends get hurt by your friend, but also having like the public opinion weigh in on your friendships, and like you see people who are so incredibly wrong about like your best friends, and like making these accusations, and like, oh my gosh, imagine that, like the feelings we were all going through were like, we were raging behind the scenes. So I just was trying to balance my emotions with everything, because it's been really really frustrating. Anyway, so I'm sorry, yesterday I was watching Pokistream. She was clearing her throat like a lot, like you know. Totally understand. That K-drama, nothing but 5 gets subs. It's a thing, you have a lot of emotions, you're like shaking a bit, and her hand I think was shaking a bit, I'm shaking a little bit. And anyways, so like I said, it's I would like to say my things are not on the severity of what other Lily, Poki, Yvonne came out with. This is just my personal stuff, and it will give me, I think, when I considered sharing it, I realized it would give me closure to share it with the whole situation. And I haven't even quite figured out my own feelings with everything, so I don't actually know how to tell you guys exactly how I'm moving forward and we're moving forward and all this stuff, because I haven't actually figured it out myself, because in between all of this, I've been like filming a sponsored video and prepping. Last night I was editing my video, but I got distracted by Reddit, like every other thing. I stopped to watch Pokistream, and then I'm like, so many emotions. Type. So, anyways, yeah, been Pep and Meltdown. Anyways, beginning. So, all right. So I guess I'll just start. I want to share my stories with how Fed affected me personally, and. So Fed and I, we met back in 2017, and everything, like, I've been dating Edison since the beginning of before we met. So I never had any like real, like, when I hear about the stories that Fed has with other girls, I experienced probably the least of it all in terms of flirtatiousness or just like him making any kind of, sexual advance. That was me and him, very nothing almost. I have a few, but it's really, in my opinion, I don't think it's near like nothing. Anyways, I grew to trust him a lot, because Fed, as you guys know, is the kind of person who like he makes you feel special because he comes over to your place, right? He's a guy like, oh, Fed's in my room. He just like opens a door. He comes over, like opens the front door, comes into, you guys are like always got that vibe, right? When we're at Just Friends, like wherever I lived with Kimmy, with Jamie, he always was just there. And it was kind of like, aw, he cares so much that he just like is in my room all of a sudden. And it was just like, that was just the thing that Fed did. So I grew to trust him a lot. He would come over, and there was a day I even remember, he just came over and I could tell he had a lot on his mind, and he just like came over to my room. It was in the morning, and he's like, what are you doing today? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, want to hang out? And I was like, sure. And I'm like, what does that mean? Want to hang out? But I was like, sure. So we literally just hung out in my room the entire day, 12 hours straight doing work. We just did work. And we'd look up at each other and we're like, and so there's nothing weird about this in my opinion. I was just like, okay, he's super random. That's just Fed things. But I grew to trust his physical presence, like wherever he was, because we had just sat there in my room and just, yeah. So this is just, we're building trust all this time. Okay, and so I'm going to share a story that I have permission with Jody gave me permission. So after Streamer Camp, season 1, so I don't think this was ever shared, but me and Jody had a rough patch. Like we didn't click, we didn't get along right away after Streamer Camp. And this was never made public. We have since talked it out, and we are on really great terms. I talked to her in person about this. I talked to her yesterday. I talked to her throughout this process. We're good. But and I'm not going to delve into why or whatever. That's not important. But during this rough patch, Fed was very aware of it. So Jody has basically been in talking with everyone for like 2 months at this point, beginning of 2018, right after Streamer Camp. Fed has been my friend for, a while at this point. I trust him a lot. And he calls me, and he's on the phone with him and Yvonne. He calls me knowing like just stuff is going on in my mind about Jody. He calls me and he's like, hey, like, just want to let you know, like, I'm on your side. I'm 100% behind you, no matter what. Like, you're my homie. You're my bro. Like 100%. Okay. And I was like, thanks, Fed. Like, that means a lot. That's really sweet. And Edison was next to me, and I was like, thank you. Like, I really just want to work through my feelings about everything. And he was so incredibly supportive. So he's like, okay, like, just want to say, like, I'm on your side. And like, he would say, essentially just so aggressively supportive of me. He called me to tell me. So I hang up and I'm like, okay, like, I'm just trying to work out my feelings and yada, yada. The next day I go on Twitch and I look at, I don't know if this is all petty or whatever. I go on Twitch and I notice he's on a call with Jody, like, flirting out of his mind with her. This is when like the VoD thing was happening. That was like, yeah. So he had been super flirtatious with her that day, on a call with her, and then he ends the stream and he hosts her. And then I was like, wow, it's not a huge deal. It's just like, that kind of feels like a slap in the face, because you were like, you went out of your way to call me to tell me like you got my back. Like, why? Like, I wouldn't care if you didn't go out of your way to tell me that, but why would you call me specifically to tell me that? Like, and then like not follow up on your word whatsoever. Like, what? So it's my bad for not just telling him in the moment what the heck. I just suppressed, and I was like, okay, move on, whatever. About a week later, I want to say a week or a week and a half later, I'm ending stream. Oh, he texts me while I'm streaming, and he's like, hey, what are you doing after stream? I was like, nothing. He's like, all right, I'm gonna come over. And I was like, oh, sure, whatever. He's like, I'm bored, I'm gonna come over. So Fed comes over, and yeah, he comes over. He's like, he has a bottle of Ciroc randomly, and I was like, oh, and he's like, yeah, you want a drink? And I'm like, I'll take like a shot or two. And so we just sit there and we just drink a little bit. We weren't like fucking drunk or anything. We were just talking. And so nothing happens. Obviously, we're just talking, but it does get to the point where I'm sharing a bunch. I'm sharing my frustrations with Jody again. And I'm kind of like, I wasn't straightforward and told him like, why did you do what you did last week? But he's like, once again, I got your back 100%, like, basically the same words, completely like supportive. I was like, okay, he's on my side again. All right, thank you. And so I was really like opening up to him about everything. I remember I was like pouring out my heart. I was like, blah, 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 this and this and this is frustrating. I don't really remember what I was saying, but I know that I was like mid rant. And he looks at his phone and then he starts like texting, and then he gets like super dismissive of me. Like I can just tell he's like, yeah. And he's just texting and he's just constantly looking at his phone. And I'm like, okay, like then if you're not gonna listen to me, just don't listen to me. Like, so I started to just stop talking, and then I was like, okay, anyway. He's like, oh, my Uber's here, by the way. I'm gonna go. I'm like really tired. I'm super tired. I'm gonna go to bed. And I was like, oh, okay. If you're tired, you're tired. And he's like, yeah, but like I'm on your side. I like 100% support you. So I was like, okay, bye. And within 2 minutes, he's out, and I'm just like there. I'm like, okay, I feel really off about that, but whatever. So I call Kimmy because I was bored, and I'm like, Kimmy, want to hang out? And she's like, yeah, I'm down. So she comes over, she drives over, and then she picks me up, and then I was like, let's go to Edison's place. And at the time, if you guys don't know, Edison's living with Jody and Albert, Box and Sean. So Kimmy comes to pick me up, and we go to Edison's place, and we just pop in as a surprise, like, hey, Edison. I walk in and I see Fed, like first thing, Fed in Jody's room. I was like, hey, Fed. And yeah, and he just like, oh, what are you doing here? And I'm like, what are you doing here? I thought you had to go to bed. And he's like, oh, like I changed my mind and stuff. And then, so yeah. Okay. So I was just really like, I was really burned in that moment. Once again, this is all like seems very petty. I'll just tell you, this is where my trust in him was never the same ever, because I like, why, it's just, why would you ever do that? Super fake. Yeah. He just tells me what I want to hear. Like, why would you do that? And that he's just lied in my face. Yeah. So after that, I never trusted him fully again. So I had a really tough time telling this to him, his face, by the way. Like when I was saying this, I was like shaking because I had held this in for a while. I just didn't know how to tell him that. Yeah, I didn't know how to tell him this because I didn't. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we just patch things up. I just kind of suppress. Fed is a great guy. Fed's a great guy. Everyone loves Fed. So I can't have any problems with him, because if I bring up any issues with him, I don't want to cause a wedge in this friend group. Everyone's so great. Everyone loves Fed. So just Fed things, whatever. So that's how I coped. I cope with everything. I just said, wow, that felt really bad. Wow. What a horrible thing to do. But yes. Okay. Anyways, just Fed things. That's a very reoccurring thing in this. So I suppressed that, and it had been on my mind. I had actually brought this up to multiple people. I talked to this exact situation. I've probably told this story like 10 times now to close friends, and each of them were like, wow, like, okay, that makes sense. Because I didn't know where my friendship with him started to shake. Anyway, so from here I have like smaller stories. So in 2019, last year, this is October 2019, we're all chilling, and Fed comes up to me. We're all like having like deep talks and stuff. Fed comes up to me and he's like, hey, like, I just want you to know, like, you're my best friend. And I was like, oh wow, that's like a really that's really like really nice. I didn't feel the same way, honestly, because like I had been like, I can't feel like I'm a best friend to someone who like I haven't been fully honest with, in terms of I had that resentment towards him and I had kept my distance. But he's like, you're my best friend. And I was like, wow, thanks, Fed, that's really sweet. And then he goes, thank you so much for being so cool and never getting mad at me. And I was like, aw. I didn't realize in the moment what the hell, that's like a super toxic thing to say to somebody. But he's like, yeah, thank you for never getting mad at me. And I was like, yeah, dude, I got you, right? I'm cool. Yeah. And then I was like walking in, and I just thought it didn't settle well with me. So I told Edison, and I'm like, Edison, like, is that normal to say to somebody? And he's like, dude, Leslie, that's like super toxic to say to somebody, because think about it. Like, if someone says thank you for never getting mad at me, it means like it's encouraging you to never bring things up with them. Like, I realized, like, he's like, thanks for being so cool for never getting mad at me. That means like in the future, if I get mad at you, am I no longer cool to you? Like, right? Like, it's like, if you want to stay my best friend, essentially, like, never get mad at me. You're so cool for never getting mad. You're my best friend, Leslie, right? Like, that's like the gist of it. That's what I was feeling, but I wasn't able to process what that meant because he said it in such a loving situation, and like, I don't know. So that had also like been something, this is something I forgot to say to him because I'd written down my thoughts to talk to him, but when I'm staring at him face to face, I was like unable to recall things. So I was just like kind of just reading what I had written down. So that one I didn't get to say to him and also I didn't remember at the time. Yeah, anyway, so Edison told me that, and I was like, okay, kind of like note that that's super toxic. Okay. And then like, there's a lot of small little incidents, but like those two are the ones that really kind of stand out to me. One time I was in the Just Friends house, and I was changing, and apparently like Fed was in Kimmy's room, like in the back house area, and like you could see me apparently. So apparently Fed saw me changing, and stuff. And instead of like just looking away, he like notifies Kimmy that I'm changing, and then is like, she's changing, like, what? Anyway, so, and then makes the point to like come over back to our place, my room, and like tell me that he saw me changing and stuff. And I don't know, maybe I've talked about this on stream, and like, think about the way I shared it. I was like, like, Fed saw me changing, lol. Oh my god, that's so funny, Fed. Like, you know what I mean? The way we like, if you go back on so many of these like clips and stuff, the way we make excuses for it all and rephrase things. I have talked about this, right? Because I think I was just like, oh my god, Fed saw me changing, lol, Fed, you know, but it was weird. That's a weird thing, and it made me uncomfortable to like, for him to talk about seeing me without a top on. Like, I was just like, don't say that, it's weird. Like, I was like, what did he see? Like, you know, like I just instantly got insecure, like, about just him seeing me like that. I just didn't want that. So that was just something I noticed, like, why would he bring it up? It's okay if maybe he glanced over and like, oh my gosh, windows are open, but like, turn away, don't bring attention to it, don't tell Kimmy, don't bring it up to me later, or like maybe bring it up to me later and say you're super sorry. But the way he brought it up was like in a humorous, like, ha, and it just made me feel very uncomfortable. So that was that. And then I've told this story on stream as well, because once again, I've always like, Fed story, another Fed story. But this one was like, one time he was like insanely drunk at the OfflineTv house at his birthday. And I'm going down the stairs as he's coming up the stairs, and he's like falling over. Like, he can't stand, he can't do anything. So I'm like, Fed, where are you going? He's like, I need to go to the bathroom. So he's trying to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, I walk him up to the bathroom. I'm like, yeah, let's go. We go to the bathroom. I walk him into the bathroom, and like, he just pees. Just like, no hesitation. Just starts peeing in front of me. And of course, at the time, I'm like, he's drunk and it's not intentional. And this is still in my mind a minor story that I like don't think too much of, because I'm just like, I just think that, you know, but it is weird that he just, like, no other of my guy friends, I have had many guy friends in my life, none of them have ever peed in front of me, drunk or not. Like, they just haven't. When I think about a lot of these stories, I'm like, it just has, like, no other guys have done this. So why Fed, you know? And then I hear that like Fed has peed in front of multiple girls. So anyways, he just peed in front of me, and I was like, bro, and I just like ran out the door and just like waited. So, and then I told the story in a very light fashion, like, haha, Fed peed in front of me, haha. But when I was confronting him about it, he actually brought it up to me, and I was like, there's a story. He's like, is this where I peed in front of you? And I was like, actually, it isn't. I was gonna talk about a different story, but we'll get to that. And then, so he was aware that it was weird and that it was something I was gonna bring up. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess it's just once again, it's the just Fed things, very reoccurring thing. And I think the reoccurring thing with all of this is that the reason I didn't want to bring it up as an issue to people, to Fed, to OTV, is because I didn't want to break apart like his like. Okay, how do I describe it? Okay, so you know how everyone has always been like, Fed is such a good friend. Fed does this. He organizes everything at EDC. He like, you know, it organizes all these things at EDC. He pays for everything. Oh my gosh, Fed. What a good friend, right? And so that's like the echoing statement that everyone's hearing. So, and I was putting out there because I'm like, Fed, man, I've never met someone who makes me feel so high and so low at the same time. It's crazy. It's like this, like my feelings with him. I'd feel so incredibly like cared for by him, and he would pay so much attention, and then the next month you're nobody to him, ignored, not one message from him. You'd send him a message, nothing back, you know. And I'm like, wow, I felt like weirdly like dependent on his attention at some points. And when I talk to the other girls, it's very similar like emotions, and it's so weird. I can't describe it. So that was something that I felt like if he didn't, because he literally would make a habit of just coming over to this house or wherever I or other girls were living, just walk in, and he'd do that maybe every day for like, or every other day for like weeks, and then he'd just stop, and you couldn't help thinking, is there something wrong with me? Did I bore him? Did I like, am I like just, you know, did I get just thrown out? Like, you know, he moved, and then you find out he just went to another girl's house all the time, and or you know, and you just wouldn't really, you would start to think like, am I crazy? I guess I'm not important in his life anymore. So that sucks. That sucked. And so yeah, this was especially prominent. I don't know if you guys remember the vlog. He was vlogging a lot, and there's a vlog period where he's at our house all the time. You'll see it if you go to his vlog channel. It's just like, I'm in a lot of the thumbnails. It's just a bunch of that. He was here all the time. And then as soon as OTV got their new house, he just stopped coming over. He stopped messaging me. He stopped talking to me, and I was going crazy. I was like, wow, am I literally only in Fed's life when he needs me for or wants me for content? That is it? And I remember thinking, wow, like to myself, holding all these thoughts only to myself. I vented to Edison, and that's it, because I didn't want to put an ounce of negativity about Fed out into the group for fear it would get back to him, back to OTV, and they would just be like, yeah, you know, we can't deal with drama. You're out. We don't want to talk to you anymore. Just the fear of all this, right? And so I'm like, I don't want to be problematic. I just, you know, I don't have any issues. So, yeah. But then actually Peter, he brought it up as he had similar feelings in a way. And then I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm not crazy. And so I like vented to him about how I just felt like basically just like a piece of meat, like in terms of the content, just like there when I'm fun, like good for content. And if I'm not helping that, then I'm not a friend to him. I'm nobody. I even messaged him at one point and he didn't respond. And I was just like, okay, I get it. Like, I'll just be here when I'm there, I guess. And at that point, I think January, February 2020, this year? Holy shit, was it this year? Is it this year? Oh yeah, this year. I decided that I was just gonna take a step back, not care about Fed, just push back, or just stop caring, let him do his thing, and not like be dependent on any sort of interaction with him at all. And I told Yvonne, she was the only other person that I had told. I went to NorCal and we hung out at the mall, and I confided in her, and she's like, you're not crazy, Leslie. Like Fed has, like, there's so many issues going on that we don't know how to address, and that it's been clear that there's so many things with him. And yeah, and so it was a lot of fear from everyone about breaking the peace. You know, it's like, if things go bad with Fed, then like, what happens? Fed leaves OTV, like, what happens? Like, those thoughts were like terrifying. Like, you don't want to be that reason that this amazing group of content creators like has any problems. So I was very so I was very like cautious about that. Anyways, so that was just a side journey I had with him, or just a timeline of my feelings. And obviously, oh gosh, it feels so good to say this because I haven't. This is obviously stuff I would never speak on stream ever. I would never say a bad word about Fed publicly because you know, you don't want to put that out there and get clipped and people are like, oh shoot, Leslie said this about Fed. Okay, drama, you know. So I feel good being able to say it. I feel bad, but good. Like, it's really sad that this is where it's at. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, no, thanks for listening. Yeah, side little things he'd do. I noticed just habits of his. Every time he was over, he'd just pick up my phone and start scrolling through my pictures, scrolling through my texts. And then I'd go grab my phone from him and he'd be like, what? And I'm like, can I have my phone? And he's like, or if my phone was password locked, usually he'd just like point the phone at my face so I could unlock. Hey, Peter. So I can unlock.
I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, I was all fairly nervous to speak. I wrote it all down in a stupid doc. Yeah, so he would point my phone at his face. If you want to pull up a seat, you totally can.
Do you want coffee?
Coffee.
I'm getting coffee.
Sure, yeah, I'd love.
That's totally not the reason why I came in here.
I don't know if the music's too loud. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, he would pick up my phone. He'd pick up my phone and he'd point it at my face so I would unlock the phone for him. And at first I was like, sure. So I just do it. And then I would be like, wait, what is he looking through? Why is he going through my text? Why is he just picking up my phone? Like, I don't have anything to hide, you know? Well, sometimes. Okay. Anyways, but am I quiet all of a sudden? How about now? Sorry, I just switched my mic so it can pick up Peter. It might be a little bit airy.
It's okay. I don't really have much to say, to be honest, other than just like corroborating how you feel. And like, there was that one time that, you know, right after they moved in, it was like, it went from seeing Fed like almost every day to every other day to like not at all. And then it was a weird feeling of not knowing if we did something wrong or if they were just burned out by us. And it felt bad to like reach out because we didn't want to seem like clingy, I guess. And so we were just kind of, I personally felt like we were just like up in the air because it really literally went, well, imagine like you had this really good friend and then one day they just stop talking to you completely. And then you're like not really sure why. And then there's like a kind of, you know, there is like a bit of like a power dynamic because, you know, offline TV is really, really popular and they're really successful and you don't want to like come off as like when you mix like business with friendship and stuff like this, it gets really complicated. Like you just want to play it safe, don't want to like overstep any boundaries and like potentially harm any relationships. I know that sounds like really fucked up in a way because like you shouldn't have to worry about these things when you're friends with these people. But in reality, it's like it's just something that's like on the back of our mind as we are navigating like being streamers and being friends at the same time. So I just remember being in the kitchen with Leslie and being like, "Hey man, I feel like I'm going crazy, but like, do you feel like he's just kind of went like zero word, like just complete silence on us, just like out of nowhere." And then Leslie's like, "Yes, I was just talking about this with Edison." Like literally, we were like thinking about these things at the same time. But then I thought I was going crazy. Leslie thought she was going crazy.
We didn't say
but
anything,
then, like,
and then we just
I had my girlfriend to talk. I had no one to talk to about these things, and then Leslie had Edison to talk to. So, yeah. So look. My feelings on Fed are very complicated because as a guy, that was not like within his inner circle of like guy friends, I would say. Like I only got to see a side of Fed. You know what I mean? And that side of Fed I really appreciated, you know? He like, you know, like Leslie was saying, like he knows how to make you feel special, like if he gives you that attention, like he knows how to gas you up and stuff. And then like, but then there are times where there's just like there's complete droughts, you know. But that's, you know, I still had a really good support system, and like I didn't consider Fed like within my like really really close like group of friends for me personally.
Okay, so my problem personally was that he would keep me in his close group by telling me things like you're my best friend, but like the actions he would share in those like moments, he'd like literally tell me these really powerful words that would make me like be like, okay, then act like it, then show me, right? And I would then try to reciprocate, like I want to be close. I'd share really personal things. He would share things that maybe he shouldn't have shared, but so that's why it felt toxic to me. When I look back at it, why did I feel like why did it matter that he stopped talking to us all of a sudden, just stopped coming over as soon as like the vlog content was done? Because you just felt like you got wrung out like a towel. Like I was like, wait a minute. Like I literally felt like used.
It did feel like a unhealthy dynamic, and like honestly, like it is partially my fault too that I put that kind of expectation onto Fed, like obviously, but then it did sometimes feel like we were like left out to dry. But that's not like just on him, obviously. Like I think it's not just black and white like that, but
I agree.
There were times where it really felt like I had a unhealthy like association, and it only felt better for me personally when I was like I kept like that relationship at like arm's length, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
all really tricky. I understand the idea, like people are like, oh, you guys should keep this private and stuff. You guys saw what happened when we tried to protect him. Like when like people like when we, like you saw, and I knew that Toast had talked to Fed a year ago and that his behavior didn't change, even though like, and he lashed out a year ago, and then following the intervention directly, he showed behavior like people already talked about this, but like that he showed no change instantly. Like we tried to bring as many people to the intervention because we wanted to prevent him from running, because he has this habit of when like he would run to me. You guys remember that time on the OfflineTv podcast when they said something to Fed and he got triggered, like, and he called me on stream crying, and he put me in a really hard situation because like he's like crying to me and I'm like, hey Fed, I'm streaming. He goes, I know, keep streaming. And I'm like, what? And he's like, they make me feel like shit, yada, 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 right? And so I'm in this really awkward situation of having to comfort him, but also on the other side, OTV's like, please end the stream, please stop talking, please, like, and I'm just like, I felt so upset. So I just said, hey, please, can you, like, I have to go. You know, I forgot how I ended that, but I was in such an awkward situation in that point, and I was really mad at him for putting me in that situation, for seeing that I was on stream, calling me, putting me in that situation. And stuff like that, right? And he has a thing for going to run. Like at the Just Friends house, like we knew he would come to our house all the time, always in a bad mood. And it was always because it was like, oh, Fed's over. Stuff with Poki or OTV's like not good right now. Like that was it. He would run away. He would run away constantly. And then while he's there, he's like just spreading bad vibes about OTV, which would slowly start to push us away from them. I'd start to have these really negative thoughts about Poki. Like I really thought like, wow, like she's driving him crazy, poor guy. Like, man, like, you know, I had all these negative thoughts about her, and I apologized to her directly about like not talking to her in the moment, instead just believing everything Fed was saying, because at the moment Fed is my close friend, you know? And so he like, yeah, and so if you're wondering why a lot of this stuff had to be aired publicly, and it's because that was the only way we'd see Fed change, because we had tried to address things publicly, and instantly with the intervention, he went running to all the people who weren't at the intervention, victimizing himself. And like, yeah, and yeah, I don't know what my place is to say actually, so I'm not gonna say it and more stuff, but like, there's a reason it had to be aired. And in this moment, I didn't know what of my story that I felt like. I didn't want to pour gasoline, but I talked to Scara, I talked to the girls, I talked to people. I asked them, should I just say nothing or should I say my side? And then they said like, anything that will help you gain closure here is your right to say. Anything that you think, yeah. And so I'm sorry if I'm like saying too much, or I'm sorry if for making like fuel to the fire.
Don't feel guilty about that.
I just want to be done with this after. I just want to say my piece. It's been, yeah. And I don't, yeah, at the same time, I like, man, like, I felt really bad about it.
I mean, at the end of the day, we care about him.
Yeah.
It's just hard because we hoped that it wouldn't have to come to this. Yeah. Because, you know, you guys were talking about, like, you guys gave him the private intervention. Yeah. And we're hoping that you could see some change happen from there. But, like, that's just not how it panned out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys aren't seeing this as like we're just gonna shit on Fed because we feel good about shitting on Fed. It's just important because a lot of these experiences have gone silent. Like no one knew. Like you guys heard where like they had that girls' night out, and then each of those girls had their own private issue that they had with Fed that they didn't know that the others were experiencing. Yeah. So it's important that like, you know, these things come to light, and that like to potentially warn others of like this sort of behavior. You know what I mean? So it's not just to like farm the drama. I mean,
I hate being involved. Like I know that everyone involved in drama, I get massive anxiety. Like I don't want to speak on things. My initial gut was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to post a statement. I'm just going to retweet my friends, reply to them with lots of love because that's what, you know, but I don't want to speak on it because I'm terrible. And I get so much anxiety thinking about someone like clipping my words and being like, you know, oh, she said this, and then just making it worse. Yeah. So I talked to multiple people before I said anything, just to be like, is this a good idea? Is it okay? And they were like very reassuring that it should be okay, and like that I should be able to say my piece on it.
Yeah, I mean, Leslie has been going back and forth on this for like a long time, where she's like, I don't know, should I tell him something? Should I talk about this? I don't know. Like, I just, I feel like this bothers me a lot, but I don't know if I should talk about this. I've been like, honestly, this is how you feel. You really should talk about this. But like, we really have been. I won't say we, because I personally haven't been affected by Fed on the level that they have, for sure. But like, they have been really trying hard to protect Fed and look out for his best interests and really try to solve this behind the scenes. But it just didn't work out.
And then the last thing that I just want to touch on one more thing he did that I was a witness to, but it really disturbed me. So we went to an event. I don't know because I'm not going to include the girl's name because I didn't ask for her permission. We went to an event. We Fed likes to plan like when we go to like a rave and stuff. So we went to a rave, and Fed, a couple days before the rave, he's like on his phone and he's like showing me a streamer, and he's like, dude, what do you think? I'm like, what do you mean, what do you think? Like, she's like pretty, right? And I'm like, yeah, she's pretty. And then he's like, okay, like, we're talking. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, and he's like, yeah, we played League, played this, whatever, I'm like, okay, cool, right? Hope things, work out. Like, I don't know, just showed him that she's pretty, I guess. He wanted, like, approval. So then he, we all planned to go to this rave together. So when we get to the rave, or to the Airbnb, he shows up with this girl, and he basically, we didn't know she was coming. And we're like, oh, she's here. And he's like, oh yeah, I last minute invited her. Is that cool? I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine. Like, yeah, like, okay, cool. Hey, So she's with us. And I'm trying to say this without saying her name. I was gonna leak something. I'm just trying to keep it vague. But so she's with us, and she was fun. We were just like chilling and stuff. We go to the rave the first night, and basically I think that's where like they like, I don't want to say too much. Okay, they were like trying things out, but it didn't work apparently, or yeah. So Fed comes to my room right before I fall asleep, and he's like, hey, by the way, like things with this girl, like I don't like her anymore. Like she's like not, like, he immediately starts bashing her name. And I'm like, whoa, what things didn't work out? He's like, yeah, I'm not into her at all. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Sometimes things don't work out. And he's like, I'm just, so he's like, she's weird. He starts like attacking her like character and like making her seem really weird. And I was like, okay, well, what do we do? She's here with us. And he's like, I'm just gonna like pretty much like not talk to her. And I'm like, oh, so you're gonna just like, yeah. So he ghosts her for the rest of the weekend in person. He stops talking to her entirely, avoids her. We're in the same Airbnb the whole weekend. Like, this is his guest. So all of a sudden she's like clinging to us, and she's like, hey, and she's being cool and stuff. We're like, hey, I'm like, I don't know you that well, but like, you know what? I'll be your friend, because I see that the person who brought you here is completely ignoring you. So I was like, this is so rude, right? Am I crazy? I just felt like it was so rude. And I kept the thoughts to myself, because I was like, whatever. I was just like, you know what? I'll just hang out with her for now. And she made friends with everyone. And then on the last day, it's morning and everyone's checking out. Me and Edison are running around picking up things that we like left, or just making sure everything was good before checkout. And we go downstairs, and so we said bye. A lot of people said bye. We go downstairs, and like everyone is gone, including Fed, and like his guest is there, and she's like, can I get a ride? And I'm like, yeah, of course you can get a ride. And I'm like, why would you leave her here? Why would you leave before the girl you invited? What?
I remember that.
It was so rude. And that was something that hella triggered me. I was like, sure. So me and Edison drove her down, and we dropped her off at this place, and then she got picked up and made sure she had a ride and everything. But like, I was like, dude, if that doesn't show you like how poorly he treated someone, like, and I think the frustrating thing is that he would continuously like get away with these things, like very easily get off with things, and everyone would just excuse his behavior and stuff because he paid for the escape. I never said it was escape. He paid for the escape Airbnb. Okay.
You were so close.
I know, whatever.
You were so close.
Okay, whatever.
It's okay. So close. I was like, dude, she's doing a pretty good job. No, there it is.
Okay, whatever. It was an escape, but it's just frustrating. Okay, so that was something that irked me for a long time. I did bring it up, and yeah. So. I'm not mentioning who it was, and so that's really it, and that's all I want to speak on for me personally. I didn't have any like super like I would say my stories are a lot tamer, but I guess I just want to get off my chest. That's it. It's a weird situation because Fed. I don't know, like I don't know where to go from here. Yeah. It's just like just people in our friend group are just dropping like flies, and I'm like. But
yeah,
why?
It's been really rough on our mental lately, as you could probably clearly tell. Like just a lot of anxiety, a lot of sadness. I think right now it's really important to support the victims for sure.
Yes.
I think Yvonne and Lily have been incredibly brave going forward, along with like a lot of the other stories going out. I actually am really pissed off at how some people have decided to react to their stories, to them coming out and telling their side.
Yes.
It just goes to show that this issue is like systemic and like really ingrained in people, and that like protecting a reputation, protecting a career is far more important than like hearing the stories of those who have been abused. So like even if we did go through the methods that people have been suggesting, why didn't you just do it privately? It's like they tried. They really tried. Like you saw like they tried it like a long time ago through Toast, and they did it recently too. And they all came together to show collectively that was a big issue in our friend group. So they really did try, and it came from a place of like they really were just concerned, you know.
Man, yeah, it's crazy to see the amount of people who think like they like know a situation and can judge the situation from when there's like I'm looking at the situation from people on the inside like that like who are going through this, and then people who are just like speculating, oh, that was the wrong way to handle it. Why don't you guys just do this privately? What's wrong with you guys? But you didn't understand
there's just a lot of armchair analysts. It's a lot more like with all the stuff that we've already said. There's still like way more nuance and things behind the scene that you guys still don't know. Yeah. Like, please let me just like reiterate what Ludwig said the other day. This is a parasocial relationship. Like you guys don't know us the way you think you actually know us. This is like a one-sided thing. Like we're not your friends. We're your entertainers at the end of the day. I know that sounds really harsh, but like you don't know us as people. You can't speak for us. You can't assume. Like I'm seeing a lot of, oh, I mean, I think X is a really good person, like at the end of the day, and it's like, look, man, like you really can't speak for them. And also I'm seeing a lot of people apologizing for the victims, like when you are not involved at all. Like it's just mind-boggling. It's crazy to me. And it's just, I think it just kind of speaks to the immaturity as a whole, you know? Like I'm not gonna lie, like with all these stories coming out, like I'm still getting educated, I'm still listening, I'm still hearing, but it's just like, it's shocking how close-minded people can be about this whole situation, about not listening to the victims, not hearing their side.
Hi, Leslie. I know it's hard talking about this.
Oh, sorry.
So just like, it's just crazy how much like gaslighting, like backstabbing, like things that will happen just to protect someone and their reputation, even if they don't deserve it. Because at the end of the day, I think if we all truly care about Fed, we want Fed to be the best guy that he can be, you know? Like we want him to change and grow from this. And like, I mean, we all just want that, right? So, and part of that, unfortunately, means holding him accountable for these things that he's been perpetrating, you know? And it sucks because I've only seen one side of Fed. You know what I mean? And I really like that side. But like when my friends are all coming out with their stories, their horror stories that they're experiencing with him, it's just like, how can I support that? You know? And like I trusted them to like try and deal with it the way they wanted to, and they tried, and it just didn't work out. So like, please be mindful of that. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh, after Poki's thing, I was like, my God, like some of the stories that she had, the things that she had to go through. I'm sorry, I could not.
Can I just say that Poki has been incredibly like patient and strong and understanding through like this. Like she has gotten so much hate and so much of a bad rep like throughout the years for things that you guys will never fully even understand. And she has just kept quiet about to protect people. Okay,
She has
and to be
taken
professional.
so much to like, it's crazy. She is a queen. She's been, and personally, she's been really helpful during all of this. She's like, helped me find the words to say, like made this easier for me to speak on, for us to speak on. She's been so supportive, and like, she had to speak in front of so many people yesterday with like such personal like information that she was like
the volume of her voice went up a little, and she's like, I'm so sorry for getting emotional. I was just like, no, dude, but you do what you gotta do. Like, I can't believe you're apologizing for like the volume of your voice going up like a little. That's crazy.
Because people won't listen to you when like emotion, like once you start crying, it's like people, like so many people on the internet are like, oh, women.
She had to give like as little reasons as possible for people to dismiss her side, like, because otherwise other people are like, oh yeah, she's just a woman, she's just being emotional, like she's erratic, you know.
It's a serious thing.
She had the most like calmly delivered, just like rational, just from her point of view situate of everything, and like it gave such good perspective of what's been happening over the years.
Yeah, she had been through so much. So yeah, at the end of the day, send lots of love to you know, all of our friends at OTV, especially Yvonne, Lily, and Pokey, and it's been and seeing like how amazing like everyone else at OTV has been like as a support system for them too has been. It's been really wonderful.
Huge shout out to the guys at OTV too, like oh my god. Toast, Scara, and Michael. My brain just, okay. Toast, Scara, and Michael have been amazing support system to the people there. That's gonna get clipped out of context for sure, but whatever. But like,
you're so used to it.
I've been talking to Scara over the past couple days, and he's been like, that's gonna get, I'm scared, dude.
No, just keep talking, you're fine.
So, no, but they've been taking it really hard. Like, I know it doesn't show as much. Actually, I was watching Toast stream yesterday, and he got really emotional on stream. And you know that Toast doesn't really get emotional, especially on stream, very often. So, like, you could tell this affected him really deeply. And like, I've been talking to Scara over the past couple days because like everyone knows Scara to be like that bastion of strength, like immovable, just cannot. But like, I have never seen him more just upset, disappointed, and sad than in the past like week. And it's just, it's really, it's disheartening for sure.
I have to go through so much. Remember there was a time when everything was drama free and there was no...
Yeah, I mean, like, if this, in an alternate universe, like, there would be no pandemic, there would be no, like, crazy social movements, but I think it's important that we talk about these things.
Yeah, I think it sheds a lot of light on, like, how fame, and, like, internet fame and, like, power and money can, like, kind of, it's really strong stuff. It can mess you up.
Yeah.
Because somewhere along the lines, like, I don't know where Fed went. Like, I don't know. Like, I know he was always like content, like, you know, he was the content king, you know? But somewhere along the lines, like, he got lost. And like, my first thing that I said to him was, I am so sorry for not like saying this to you right when it happened. Like, for instead suppressing it, because I just wanted the peace. I didn't want to be problematic with everyone. And so that was the first thing I said to him. And I still stand by that. Like, but like at some point, like something happened, and yeah, his mind became all content, and like, yeah, he got lost along the way. But I think important from here is that he gets help, and that he is getting help.
Yeah, I firmly believe in rehabilitation through personal growth.
Yeah.
So like, I care about Fed. I hope he really learns and grows from this. Like, everyone is sad that it had to go this way. Like, no one is rejoicing over this. So it's just, it's a really sad circumstance for sure. But like, we're just hoping for his overall growth. I think it's just important overall to keep each other accountable.
Yes.
So.
Yes. It makes me think like, tell me when I'm being a bad friend, please. Tell me when I'm like.
Stop making me order so much Starbucks. I'm just kidding. But I'm kidding.
What?
I've never asked you to. I would never gaslight you.
Where's the Starbucks? Is it coming?
I don't know. They said orders out for delivery. You need your shit, huh?
No, I just...
Where's that? Where's the Starbucks?
No. Yeah, communicate. This is, I hope
I'm still thinking about how I'm gonna get canceled because they're gonna clip just that part.
Shout out to
Boom.
the homie.
Boom, done. It's because we said Fed like 100 times in a row and like...
It's okay.
I'm scared. It's over.
It's okay. Yeah, it's I hope that you guys at home can, maybe it's a lesson for you guys to be healthy in your communication with your friends too when things are rough. Like it felt like as I was literally talking to Fed and telling him my problems, I was like, holy crap, like why don't I just do this more
already
often?
on LSF? Not even surprised, honestly.
Communicate easier, like communicate more often. So I think it just, and then yeah.
I think I saw a tweet the other day from, do you know who Hugo is? Hugs? He's a Smash streamer, or he's a Smasher.
Smasher, okay.
Or he plays Smash competitively, and he tweeted out how he like admits that from a young age, guys are taught that persistence is really important part of romance, but like that's kind of like a toxic mentality around like how flirting and all that shit works. Yeah. So like we have to, I think there's like a lot of just fucked up shit that guys are taught is like okay in terms of like when it comes to like consent. So
yeah,
like it's good to like be self-reflective and just try to learn from this.
There's so many problems, like so many deep-rooted, so much misogyny in like society. It's actually crazy. Yesterday I had a serious talk with Edison about like misogynistic jokes that like I even participate in. Like he'll like jokingly tell me to go back to the kitchen and I'm like, or I'll say like, yeah, I'm in the kitchen where I belong. And then I'm like, fuck, why did I say that? And so I literally sat down, I was like, Edison, I need to stop.
You can't expose Edison.
Yeah.
Like, you just expose Edison.
No, it's okay because I'm the problem too. Like, I have literally been like that to myself to like, as a defense mechanism. Like, if I'm misogynistic to myself, they can't do it to me first kind of thing. Like, if I already make the joke, it's like, you know the joke is coming, so you say it first. So it's kind of like that. So I've been conditioned, and also I had really toxic friends in college who would constantly do this to me. My ex constantly. Literally, like, his recurring joke was like, I was like, tell me a funny joke. And instead of saying like, your career or your stream, he would be like, the 19th Amendment, which is like women's rights. And I'd be like, okay, that's, you know, and I would just like, ha, government jokes, ha, right? So stuff like that has just been so deeply like rooted in like humor and society and stuff. So I had a really like serious talk with Edison and said like, I just don't want any of that anymore. And he said 100%, like, I won't. And I was like, yeah, me either. Like, I won't also go along with it. Just because there's so many problems, like, just, and it's like, I don't know, we just joke about all these effed up things and communication, yeah, and it's like an awkward conversation to have at first, but I was like...
You just canceled me and Edison in like one single 10-minute portion of your
how did I
stream.
cancel you? Oh, you
canceled
yourself.
myself.
You canceled yourself, dude.
By you going live, you canceled me.
I mean, that's not my fault.
That is true. I think I'm also realizing that a lot of like what humor was growing up was saying the most fucked up thing you could think of. Like literally just being edgy was humor. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you start to realize like, wait, that's like such a cop-out way to be funny. You know what I mean? Like there's so many better ways to actually be humorous now. And like a lot of people are thinking like, oh wow, like everyone's so sensitive now. It's like, yeah, maybe just like using humor at the expense of like the marginalized and the oppressed is like, maybe that should just not fly anymore. You know what I mean? Like maybe that should just not be okay anymore.
Yeah.
So
it's okay to like change. Like things are like, this is how the world gets better. You know, like it's all this stuff, and then we realize, wait a minute, this is wrong, and we work to change. And it's awkward for people who are like, no, I don't want to change, and people fight against it and stuff. But slowly we make a difference, and you know we stop those women in the kitchen jokes. Okay. Yeah, anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like overall, I think it was really brave of everyone. I'm just trying to push right past what you just said. You know what I mean? I think it's really brave of all the victims so far that have come forward with their stories. It's really hard. As you could obviously see, the amount of backlash they received just by telling their perspective on everything, it just goes to show like how difficult it is for victims to speak up on their stories. So just please be supportive. Like I talked about this on my stream that like, I don't think anyone should be blindly believed, but like everyone should at least be heard. You know what I mean? Like some people are so willing to just immediately dismiss someone's story just because like, you know, they're a woman, or like, oh, they're clout chasing. But like, because there have been examples very recently that people are willing to use this Me Too movement in order to like further their own agenda, to like protect their own reputation and potentially ruin lives. Like that, it's totally a valid criticism, but like at the same time, it's like you can't dismiss all these cases of people getting sexually abused. You know what I mean? You cannot.
Yeah.
Leslie's mauling right now.
I am mauling.
She's mauling right now.
Like that stuff like that is so damaging. It literally gives other people reasons to discredit future assault victims. Like, holy crap!
I'm just laughing because Leslie was literally typing up a tweet. She's like, Peter, I'm fucking pissed. I am so fucking mad right now. I cannot believe I was manipulated. Peter, I'm gonna tweet this shit right now. I don't give a fuck.
And he's like, okay.
I was like, hey, you know what? Chill, relax. Listen, I hear where you're coming from. I'm pissed too, but listen.
Put it in the draft.
In like the 0.1% possibility that you are wrong.
Yeah.
Do not want this situation turned on you. So just put it in the drafts. Just leave that there for a bit.
Yeah.
You know, just wait it out.
Dude.
Just wait, and then, you know, just think about it.
Yeah.
So, and then she's like, all right.
I never sent it.
She dropped it in the drafts, never sent it, and then like, I don't think you needed to send it anymore,
I didn't.
right?
Yeah, people went in and did the work for me.
Yep.
I didn't need to add on. At some point, it's like I don't know if it's like they got it.
At a certain point, like, it becomes bullying, I guess.
Yeah. Like,
so I don't need to say it. Just like.
Yeah. Just toss him a like. I just liked a bunch of tweets, and hopefully
she said what I was gonna say, but better.
Yeah, like exactly. So I actually had like 5 or 6.
Oh man, she was fucking. I had not seen Leslie this pissed in like.
Holy crap.
A minute.
I was so mad. But just to like lightly touch on that because I'm mauling over it. I have a personal situation with this because the girl involved, Jasmina. I'm sorry. Okay. She DM'd me Tuesday, it's 5 days ago, essentially demanding an apology, saying like, you hurt me so bad 3 years ago when you refused to hear me out. And I gave her the most heartfelt apology I could. I sat there and I told Peter, I was like, I am a bad person. I'm a bad person for not hearing her out 3 years ago.
And I was trying to explain. There's like, look, listen, like you only knew one side, and like, don't worry, like you could like apologize to her, like you could make it right.
Yeah.
Because like I read it too, and I was just like, it was kind of like there were some gaps in the story. I don't really know much about it, but like I'm hearing her perspective. I was like, oh man, that does sound like a pretty shitty situation. Yeah. And then.
Yeah, and she was referring to me in the article as I'm in the group of girls that like really hurt her when they didn't hear her out. I was one of them. I knew when I was reading it that I was being like my guilt, like I was like, wow, like I'm that person. I'm that bad friend when I was reading it. Because I had forgotten, really. I had suppressed a lot. I just knew back then I got her question was character. Her question was character. Her character was questioned. And I was like, I want nothing to do with this girl after what I'm hearing. I'm out. So I just sorry, got the whole Shark Tank. And with that, I'm out. Okay, sorry, I dipped. I was like, I don't need this. And then, so I
You had watched a lot of Shark Tank, dude.
So I stopped being her friend back then. And then,
all right, let me get your coffee.
Oh, woo! Anyway, so then
cancel me a second.
So she messaged me and asked her for an apology, and I gave her apology. I told her I fully 100% believe your story. I am so sorry that I did that, and I hope this gives you closure. I poured my heart out to her. I said like, I'm so sorry. I was such a bad friend to you, and yeah, like I just said sorry. And then to see the 55-page receipt in response, I was fuming. Like I could not believe what I had been like swindled to think. I go to block her, and then I went to unfollow her, and she had already like soft blocked me, and I was like, okay. Yeah, when I just like my last message to her is like, heart, sending you love, and my apologies. So that was, and then I told Edison, and he was so mad, and it was just, and I was gonna say something publicly, but everyone had said everything for me, and I was just like, all right, I don't need to burn her. I'm just furious that that she spun it on me, and she used this movement for her advantage. To guilt her past friends for leaving her for the exact reason she should have. Like, when someone does something like that, you drop them as a friend. You don't support their behavior, and that's exactly what we did years ago. In 2017, we realized she was toxic. We realized you don't keep people like that around in your life. You don't let people get away with things like that. And then years later, she spins this story. She spins it, and then, she spins a story, tells her own narrative, uses the Me Too movement for her advantage. That, I can't get over that. And then labels someone who is powerless, who has no followers, essentially, and like, as a rapist for like, and then DMs all of us and says, here's my story, and this is why you hurt me, and I want closure from you. And then you're like, holy F, I'm a bad person. I didn't hear you out. So that's why I was so upset by everything. And I didn't speak out on it because I felt like I was bullying at some point. I was like, yeah, if I say something, it's like too much.
You got fucking scammed, by the way. Mine is like filled to the brim.
This is a scam.
All right, Camille.
And they called me Camille. Wait, are you Camille?
Oh, that's probably the driver's name.
Oh. Anyways. Streaming is scary because now I feel like I'm just gonna get like some heat.
I feel like I'm legitimately gonna have angry people because I misspoke.
No, you're fine.
Are you sure?
People are not.
Oh, I'm for sure gonna get angry people because of like Fed viewers that are like.
I think a lot of Fed viewers came to their senses though. A lot of them wanted to.
I don't know.
After Pokimane, I feel like a lot of people.
I'm getting some replies still.
Camille drank it. Sorry.
Cheers, Camille.
Cheers. Really? Okay, maybe I just saw like the good comments. A lot of people changed their mind.
No, a lot of people did, but like.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
Anyways, Flair with the 2 months, but you're fine, Peter. F the idiots. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
I mean, I'm
people
an idiot
know
too,
that.
though. So.
I mean.
Anyway, never mind.
Anyway, so.
Yeah. That whole situation, you were so fucking mad. Holy, like her eyes are bulging.
She took advantage of my kindness.
Honestly, it does take some a sociopath to do the things that she did. I'm just glad that she wasn't smart enough to pull it off.
Yeah, I just felt like, man, I'm just getting toyed with. Like, you know, I really was like, man, I'm a bad friend. I'm a really bad person. And I didn't.
Like, she accused the guy that had the Bible of evidence just riding in his lap. And he was planning on not speaking up because he called himself a nobody. Isn't that so fucked up? That is such a good representation of power dynamics messing with the victim's ability to speak up. Like, he was just like, I'm not a streamer.
No one's gonna see it.
Like, no one's gonna see it.
She
I have
has
no
way
viewers.
more followers than me. If she says anything, like, everything's on her side. The whole movement's on her side. You know, and she was using the fact that the movement is like, believe the victims, that whole thing. She used that to tell a false narrative and gain like the sympathy of people who are like, yeah, believe the victims, you know, which is the truth. But she then told the false story or spun it completely, like. You know?
Like, he had to have like support from behind the scenes from other people to even have the courage to tell his story. It's like, I felt so bad. I actually messaged him privately. I was just like, hey man, like, I just want to let you know, like, I'm sorry this happened to you. I believe you. Like, yes, he did mess up. Like, he engaged in a relationship with someone that was like, he was part of an affair, you know? But like, he owned up to that, like, admitted to his mistake and wanted to like improve himself. But he was willing to like come up with a lie to protect Jasmina's like reputation and like disappear from her life. And I think a lot of people don't even focus on like, this was like just like a part of his story, but it was so fucked up when I read that she had her mods go after him in the streams that he would visit and like just spam rapist. Like, he changed his username. He changed his identity like on Twitch to just like get away from it all. But they like chased him down and just harassed him and accused him of being a rapist repeatedly to the point where he just got off Twitch altogether because he didn't want to bother the streamers that he was watching. He's like touched very briefly on that on this document, but like I wanted to show like how fucked up his situation was. He was living a lie to protect someone else for 3 years and got harassed off the platform.
Thank God he had those receipts. Those receipts are so telling. Oh my god.
The stream went to canceling Fed, to Peter, to Edison, to Jasmine.
Sorry.
Okay.
Wait, we never canceled Edison.
No, I will admit, I canceled myself. She canceled
him.
Edison. Jasmine canceled herself.
No, and I didn't cancel Edison. I just said he made some bad jokes, but I talked to him about it. He's becoming a better person. Okay, he's gonna be mad.
Isn't it crazy that we still don't know what Dr. Disrespect was banned for? Like, we
are
still
we
don't
gonna
know.
cancel him now?
I don't know. We just still don't know.
I heard.
Guys, I know, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah, are we gonna become a drama channel?
I mean, that's how you get the views. I'm serious. We could be each other's only friends and then just like burn every other bridge. How does that sound? And we'll have the most views.
And then once we reach the top, we'll burn each other.
Yes, and that's when we maximum blow up, when we're both at the top, and then like some tabloids will be like, Peter and Leslie seen on vacation together with all the money they made off of manufactured drama. Edison's not even a real person. He was a figment of your imagination.
Yeah, so, I actually was never gonna speak on the Jasmina thing, but you got my blood boiling.
Dude, I didn't say specific words. You were just like,
I know,
Jasmina.
But you were talking about how I was so mad, and I had to justify, like, and then start thinking, like, why was I was mad. Oh, I'm getting mad thinking about
I could actually see you visibly getting more mad as I was talking about it. I was like, there's no way she's gonna say it, right? And then she just...
Well, yeah, and then, I even told Edison, like, don't tweet about it, he's like, sorry, I'm like, I'm tweeting this, boom! I was like, okay. Yeah, like, so I've been pretty quiet on Twitter. If you ever want to know my opinions on something, just look at what I'm liking. I'm just like that.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Except I don't, never mind.
Yeah.
You know how we have like, your room is really hot, right?
Oh, no, it's just me. I'm turning on AC then.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, you know how we have like a lot of friends that happen to have like OnlyFans and stuff?
Okay.
And it's just like, you like follow them on Twitter,
okay,
but you can't really engage with their content for fear of it
looking like
showing up on other people's feeds, especially if you're streaming and you're on Twitter, and then it just kind of, you know what I'm saying?
I don't have this problem.
Me neither.
I really don't. I don't actually follow that many people on OnlyFans.
I don't know if like I followed them before they started OnlyFans or if they already had an OnlyFans when I followed them. Because I feel like once Corona started, like once COVID-19 started, like a shit ton of people were like, I'm stuck indoors. Fuck it, you can see me naked for $3 a month. I'm like, oh shit.
Or like if you want to browse that stuff when you're on Twitter, you can also mute them.
Oh no, I do.
And then go Well, no, if you, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know if you wanted to see like a life updates.
Because there is a cosplayer I really respect, but she retweets hentai sometimes. So I'm like, I'm like, oh, that's a cool cosplay. Oh, that's someone's asshole. I know you. I mean, I know who. You. I mean, I followed that too. It's not Jamie.
It's not Jamie.
Jamie prints her hentai.
Jamie trolled me saying she was gonna make an OnlyFans, but she didn't actually make an OnlyFans.
About that. I'm kidding.
I'm doing that, no. I mean, I'll support you. I support her.
Apparently guys make bank on OnlyFans. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Dudes make bank. I don't think, I think my body is a little too lumpy to be on OnlyFans, but like apparently dudes make bank on OnlyFans.
I mean, some people are, everyone's into different things. Good talk. Anyway, so yeah, if you came here for the Fed stuff, we already talked on it. We wish, we are happy for Fed. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're canceled too. You're canceled too.
Oh my God, I'm really bad at speaking.
Okay, here. This is our sum up. This is our summary. So basically, I think we care about Fed. We care about him, but we do think that it's important to hold him accountable for his actions. Yes. And we just hope for personal growth from him. That's it. We're extremely proud of our friends that have spoken up about their personal experiences, because that is never easy to do. Whether you are a 0 viewer Andy or a 10K Andy, it doesn't matter. Like, these things are difficult to talk about no matter what. And it's incredibly brave, especially with the backlash they could potentially receive by talking about these stories, or like the relationships or friendships you could ruin in the process.
This is me liking you, like your tweet.
It's like, you know, like those gifs of like retweet a heart, like this, boop,
This,
boop, boop, boop,
me.
boop, boop. Yeah.
You're tweeting and I'm liking. This is your twit longer.
So, I do think, like, when people say believe women, it really is about listen to their story. You know what I mean? Don't just immediately dismiss them, okay? Like, the vast majority of these stories that are being told are true. Like, the statistics between 3 to 5% of these stories are false. So, like, that just means an overwhelming amount of them are true. So please support the victims, okay? In most cases, no one has really anything to gain by bringing up a lot of these, like, horrible stories that they've experienced personally. So please support them. And that's like all I pretty much want to say. Fuck Jasmina.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that was the summary. What she did was horrible. And what else was there? Dr. Disrespect, we still don't know why he's banned. So yeah. I'm just gonna say right now, if you falsely accuse someone of rape, you should be punished like to the fullest extent of what. It's
really effed up.
You could ruin someone's life. Arguably she did ruin his life.
Yeah, I agree.
And he was so willing to just let this like stay.
Yeah.
To protect someone that he really cared about.
Can't cover the receipts, man.
So like, sorry if it's like really crass that I sum it up in 2 words, but that's pretty much how a lot of people feel about that situation.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So yeah.
You're uncanceled.
Uncanceled?
Yeah.
By that one guy. Thank you, Destiny's Child Bride.
I came here from the OTV subreddit. Something said something about Fuslie and Jade. I talked about my stuff with Jody at the beginning of the VoD.
The details of that are not important.
Yeah, just don't worry why we cleared it up.
It's literally just the setup is they had some problems, they cleared it up. That's it. That's all you need to care about. Sorry,
we are totally good now. We talked about it. We're good. But
Leslie and Jody were dating. Oh fuck, Alfonso, dude. I told you that in confidence, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was unfair to Jody because I held a lot of resentment towards her because of the way that Fed handled our situation, and I didn't refuse to let myself be mad at Fed because it's like I just didn't want that drama with Fed, so I kind of shifted my anger. Like I was like, then it's Jody's fault. Then like I held more resentment towards her through that, and that was like completely my bad. Like I got mixed up with and so I've gotten over that entirely. It just sucked. That whole thing sucked, and it was something I'd been holding for the longest time. I like finally just said it to Fed, and felt really good to say. And I know he was sorry for it. Like when he said he apologized, and I do believe he meant his apologies to me. So I hope from here we just, it's not a hate on Fed party. It's let's hope for healing for Fed, and hope he gets help, and we move forward, and hope for the best in the future, because that's really all we can do. Because this shit is fucked. Sorry.
I literally have so much anxiety just every fucking passing day, just scared that more stories will come out that will like affect me more personally the way the Fed story has, obviously. And like it's a really stressful time right now, but I think it's important to still listen and hear out everyone, so
yeah. I never said I want to still be friends with Fed. I didn't say that. I said like I believe that he can change like in the future. At the current moment, no, I am like cutting ties. Yeah, that's where I stand. But who knows, if he can truly change and become a better person, then he's a different person at that time, right? So yeah, that's where I am.
It's like it's too hard to tell us now.
Yeah.
I think right now my stance is I want my friends to feel safe and comfortable, no matter what that means, So I'm hoping you're feeling
comfy. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty much, you made a spring roll out of your arms. Nice.
Yeah, it's comfy.
Yeah. So yeah, and guys, I think it's a really important lesson right now. Like, it's important to keep your friends accountable and to keep yourself accountable too.
Yes.
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 Like even a simple like, hey, are you okay? Like, everything good with that person, etc. Or like, is everything like just like checking up could mean the world to someone.
Yeah, I gotta say it's more effed up in like the when your friends are like, you mix your friends with your job, like, and your friendships are literally monetized. If you think about it in a way, it's kind of whack. But it makes it so much harder to like address problems, because it's like, wait, but our friendship, like, we have to be friends or else like what happens to the content, you know? So it's a really toxic environment that encourages like pushing down and just things are good, because if they're not good, then that's bad, you know? So it's I would say that's just it's not healthy.
It's like really common for people to minimize their own experiences in order to keep the peace. Like, that's just straight up how a lot of this stuff ends up coming to pass, because like they're like, you know what, that situation is fucked up, but if I bring it out to light, it's going to complicate this situation with this person. I might like find employment in the scene more difficult, like,
and it might go on LSF and get clipped, and then drama, and the public's going to win, and I don't want that. So you do everything in your power to just minimize, because
it's like in the short term, it's easier that way.
Yeah, but in this case, everyone minimized. Everyone was like, no. Oh no, Fed's great. Makes excuse. No, he's fine. Just don't talk about it, until we literally like all the girls got together and like his name came out, and then like it was like vomit, like word vomit, like. Sorry.
Yeah, Leslie was telling me it was like almost like an AA meeting about Fed.
We were like
when everyone,
whoa. There was a lot that people hadn't shared for years. And we're like, oh, this is a real problem. I had no idea. Because when I had heard his name come out, I was like, oh my God, I have so much to say. And I look around and everyone's like, can I speak? Oh, okay. Oh, no. We'll just go around in a circle and we'll share. And that's like the fact that it was like that. And we had gone over like, you know, all the guys, and we're like, oh, he's such a great guy. He's such a good, bless his soul, you know. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. There's a problem here. And then we even at that meeting were like, let's not figure out what to do now. Let's because if we talk about it, like, then what does that mean for OTV? So let's not talk about it. Maybe we can meet again and figure it out more. But then they had the whole, like, props to OTV for doing something about it, and not just sweeping it under the rug for like content, you know, or like to keep the content alive and stuff. Super like hard to do that. But I'm like, I felt like I actually so much respect, and like I gained so much faith in my friends for that, actually. And and so that's why everything at the end of the day like had to come to light, because this was the one way we saw actual change coming about it. And so it sucks, but it's for the best, and I hope that you guys can all understand that like there's so much behind the scenes that we don't talk about, because everything gets twisted. It's like you never, I don't know, there's so much we don't say, so you can never know, like, or speak for us or speak for other people, because you don't know the situation.
You don't know us, actually.
Yeah,
so.
There's a lot behind, and so, yeah. And even now, I know, like, there's a lot of people who have, like, there's a lot more information out there that can be spoken on. It's up to people, right, to speak out, or if they feel comfortable. You know, like, very easily I was gonna just say nothing. I was very close to just, it was like 50-50. Just say, I know the Fed stuff's going on, not gonna say a word on it, let's play Valorant. That was like okay, I think I'm gonna do that. And then it was like eating at me a little bit, like, you should say something, because you know that this is serious, and you have a lot on your chest, and it'll feel good to say, and you can then like throw it out there and then move forward. So I was like, okay, fine.
Honestly, I've been taking time off stream for a bit, and I think it's been like, dude, I just want a huge shout out to Leslie. Like, she has been my emotional support pillar through this time. I actually told her my like full story of my past traumatic history and like instances of abuse. She's the only person I've confided this in ever. I don't even think my own parents know the full story. Leslie's the only one that knows now. And she has been nothing but supportive and kind and caring during this whole time, and I just really appreciate the hell out of her. So yeah, just I don't think Leslie gets enough credit for being the amazing human being she is. And I honestly, when I say this, I'm not even exaggerating. I don't think there's ever been a time where I have actually been upset with Leslie over anything she's said or done. I'm not even trying to simp here. There was one time where I was disappointed because I had leftover Indian food and they threw it out. That's the one time. That's it. In our entire multi-year friendship, I actually even came onto her stream. I was like, Leslie, did you throw my food? And she's like, oh my God. And I was like, oh, I wanted to eat that though. Like, literally, that was the and not only that, like, I actually came onto her stream and like made her feel sad about it. So that was shitty of me to do that. Like, I broke streamer etiquette to be like, you do you want my Indian food?
I'll buy you Indian food. Do you want it tonight?
I was looking forward to eating it. Like, that is legit the only thing I have ever been even close to upset about. And it's not even upset. It's just more like disappointed, because it's like, you know, okay, I can't even believe that I'm explaining why I felt upset over this. But like, you know when like you're looking forward to eating that thing all day and then it's just not there to immediately eat. That's literally it. But that is the only time. That is the only but it's still like the fact that that is like the key thing that I could think of into being the closest thing to me being upset. And it wasn't even just your decision. Our housemates got together and we're just throwing away old food in our fridge and just assumed that it was old food. So it was not even Leslie's fault. So like, Leslie's just been really awesome since I've known her from the get-go. And like, I could say that she like really saved me from a bad situation in my life. So I owe her a lot, and I think she's incredible. So, but yeah, like the days lately, it's been a little tough because it's been a balance between taking breaks from social media, but also being informed and reading everyone's stories, because I think everyone who has a story to tell deserves to be heard. Like, even for people I don't really even know, like if I see their story on my timeline, I read it because I feel like I owe it to them. Yeah. Because this issue is like so widespread, you know, and but it's been wearing down on me a lot, because I didn't even realize how many memories that I had been repressing from like my childhood.
It was heavy.
And like I literally did not even realize that these things happened to me until I started reading these stories again.
It was so sad. I came into Peter's room and he's in like fetal position crying, and I'm like,
okay, I wasn't crying yet.
Your eyes were all puffy.
You can't, my eyes are always puffy.
Okay,
I just have small eyes.
Okay, fine.
I just always have small eyes. Okay?
You were sleeping. Okay, he was sleeping.
I just
felt the need to go up to him because maybe there was something hinting at me that he wasn't feeling good.
Well, it's because, you know, I mean, I came into your room. There was that stream. It was like Leslie. I was like, can I get a hug, Leslie? And then I was just like, all right, and then peace. But yeah, I was just like really feeling. I was really feeling like the sadness, and then like Leslie checked up on me because she's the amazing friend that she is, and then I literally just broke down and told her everything, my whole experience. So, and like, honestly, my story is a story that I probably will never be able to fully tell, ever. So
for very good reason.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people want me to just like. A lot of people have been telling me, just say it, Peter. You'll feel so much better after you say it. But like, it's like it's a complicated issue. It's just a complicated issue. So it's something that I can't really speak on, or at least in a lot of detail.
It's up to you.
So, but yeah, just like it's been tough. But like Leslie has been really there for me, and I appreciate that. She's been a great roommate. Like, I'm very appreciative of just all my roommates, honestly. Danny's been like super supportive too, just a really cool guy, and like Michelle and Stefan are just like emotionally just vibrant and just happy. Like, it's like you're basking in the sun. Maybe it's a little like too intense sometimes, but like it makes you overall feel good.
That's a really good way to put it. So. Can't have too much, but like when, you know, oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah, it's important to be out in the sun, but like wear proper protection, you know.
I gotta say, you guys are lucky to have each other. Hi, Calvin, especially in these lockdown times. True.
I miss you, Calvin. I hope you're doing well, man.
Yeah.
But Yeah.
Oh, so
It's really heavy stream, but yeah.
Why, man?
Yeah.
Why? Why does it all have to be this way? Yeah, it's
Oh,
good.
Koi, you're great too, man.
Yeah, Koi, huggers.
Huggers.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it. And we just send lots of love to our friends during this time because they're going through a rough time. And like during this, it's like a lot of them are like checking up on us, and I'm like, bro, how about you?
Dude,
Hello.
Scara is so like just the perfect man.
I
like
know.
I swear to like I'm just like Scara's going through all this shit, right? And he just messaged me like, yo man, you doing okay? Like I just want to check up on you. I'm just like, what? Scara, what about you? Are you okay? He's like, man, it fucking sucks, but I'll get through it. And I'm just like, Scara, you're so strong. Like, how does one man have so much mental like, you know he's strong when he's like the top TFT streamer and he doesn't mauled like every fucking minute. I like the mental fortitude to like be backseated by the internet by that many people and just be able to play TFT for that long without losing your Scara is like Buddha, you know? Like he's just like, oh god, truly one of the most mentally strong people I have ever met.
So true. He doesn't deserve all this stuff happening around him, but
he doesn't. But it's just like I'm glad he's the one that's there to like handle it and take care of everyone that's there.
Yeah.
Scara is the big brother that everyone needs but doesn't deserve.
Really? He's a great person.
Yeah.
Yeah. He DM'd me this morning saying, Leslie, you okay? And I'm like, Scara, you okay?
You seriously?
You okay?
Like he's like asking me how I'm doing, and then he'll be like, by the way, you should read this. And he drops me a manga recommendation. I'm up until 6 a.m. reading it. I'm just like, dude, like I thought I read all the manga there is, and then you're just like dropping these sick ass recommendations on me, bro. Like, it's like when your work wife or work husband just like, you know, gives you some chocolates, like gives you that like little treat that they know you like, you know, during a tough day, while they're also having a tough day. I love Scara.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, I would bust a nut for Scara. I love you, man.
Hi, Ole. Thank you for the 3 months. He says, Mommy.
Hey, Ole.
Hi,
Take care of yourself, buddy.
Ole.
We're here for you too, bro.
Thanks, Abigail. I feel so much better. Felt like we said what we need to say, and that is a great thing because woo.
You know, Ola has really good taste in music. I was watching his stream the other day, and like I was just jamming.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, kind of random. This is like yesterday or 2 days ago.
I'm just thinking the DMCA stuff. Like, I just wish I could listen to some music.
Oh, I mean, he was listening to some really good DMCA free music on stream.
Woo. Yeah, I've forgotten what music like with words sounds like. If I hear music with words, my body like
I literally just use that Arm & Hammer playlist. It's just a really good like it's the same music, but that's all I use now. That and then comfy beats. Those are my 2.
Yeah, okay, so a lot of artists are like, no, you can listen to my music. Actually, gotta check with my label, not entirely sure, because they're the ones, like, Soulja Boy was on, there's a clip of him saying, like, no, like, all y'all are good to use my music if you want. Oh, wait, actually, let me check, because, like, I'm not the one who gets to decide, it's my label. So, and, you know, as somebody with 2 strikes, not to flex on y'all, but,
You're kind of like the Martha Stewart of Twitch. Like, you have this wholesome persona, but you're, like, this close to getting banned. You know how, like Martha Stewart went to jail?
Yeah.
It's like the same thing.
Yeah. So, it's a bad flex, but I do be Martha Stewart. I won't go to jail. I'm really trying. I've played nothing but Lily's music and Harris Heller's music for the past, like, month. Has it been a month since? That stuff feels like years ago. Actually, yesterday I sat in my car and I, like, journaled my thoughts. And I was like, hello, future self. I'm about to drop a bomb on you. Even though you lived through it, you're gonna go down memory lane right now. And I was like, this is the situation. Boom, 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 and this, and this, can you believe this? And oh God, this. And I was like, okay, have a good day or year or whatever. I was being overly dramatic, but I had a lot of thoughts and I labeled it 2020 period in my voice memos. So never ever go through my voice memos and listen to that.
That could be a stream. Literally just going through your voice memos.
It's super cringe.
I mean, so what's different?
I was extra cringe in that. Like, I was like dramatic and I was feeling everything because I was like, only I'm gonna listen to this, and like my future self would be like, but you know, it's just my future self. So yeah, I mean, we're only halfway through the year. Could always get worse.
I literally messaged Brodo. I was like, it's because he tweeted something. It was just like, oh, when teachers teach about 2020, the kids will have to pull out a whole textbook. And then I like linked him a tweet from my private Twitter where it was literally like the same tweet but reworded from like 3 weeks ago. And then he DM'd me privately. Was like, damn, I thought it was really clever. I was just like, no, dude, don't worry. Like, I came from the future and stole your tweet because I thought it was really good. And then I was like, by the way, it gets way fucking worse. So yeah, I'm gonna be able to use that later when things actually get fucking worse. So yeah.
Yeah. So how are your resolutions going?
My resolution was to stay alive.
Oh.
And
Well,
it's
you're
going.
alive.
It's going.
Nailed it.
I hope that's not a clip that ages poorly.
No. Oh my god, that's oh my god, that's the worst part of all this is everyone goes and digs back to all these things that aged poorly or like contextually now like everything looks different and
you know, I have two tweets. One from March and one from January, and they're both like my January tweet was 2020 sucks, bro.
January.
And in March I said
He didn't know Pippa.
yeah, and then in March I was like 5 days into March and I'm happy to report 2020 still sucks. So because the January tweet was from the day that it was announced that Kobe died.
Oh.
That happened this year. Australian wildfires happened this year. George Floyd, coronavirus.
Yeah,
like
it's all this year. Huh?
There's just World War III almost happened.
Oh yeah.
Remember when we all thought we were just gonna die?
Yeah.
And now we might still just die, but more slowly because of COVID.
Oh my gosh, I literally was like, we're gonna get nuked. Am I allowed to say that word? Is that TOS? Okay, I'm not gonna say it.
I hope not, because my sub badge is a literal nuclear bomb, so it would be a little awkward if you got banned for that.
Okay. Feels like a very strong word, very scary. Feels like I'm getting flagged by the FBI if I say the word nuke.
Yeah, some guy watching through your webcam right now is like,
no, but like,
what'd she say? Nuke!
Alexa listens to everything I say, so that might be going down.
That's true. That's how I know what you want for Christmas.
Tell us spying on me. Just want to say thank you for saying your piece, and I know exactly where you're coming from, but in the DJ community.
Oh fuck!
Oh, wow.
I'm sure like a lot of these issues are like widespread in like any like system that has like a power dynamic. Like it's easy to abuse a power dynamic.
Yeah, it just feels like there was 2020, and then within gaming there was another 2020. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like it's been multiple lifetimes within a single month. Like I feel like I was already 72 years old going into this month of 2020, and now I'm 5,436 years old. Like I have
37.
aged.
You old, my dude. No, I'm kidding.
You're right after me.
Excuse me. I have like 2 years. I'm 2 years behind you, right? 27. You're 29.
I'm almost 30, and you're 2 years behind that. So you're almost 32.
Okay, a lot can happen in 2 years.
That's true. I could be dead.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm just thinking about back to the good old days.
I'm saying all these things that can age really poorly.
You're literally setting yourself up.
For death.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I make a lot of morbid humor jokes when like things are just really
I was just
bad.
telling them, when I first started the stream, I started laughing. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, I sometimes laugh to cope, like, with bad things.
I mean, that's what a lot of people do, right? They use humor to cope with shitty situations.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm so funny.
Never thought about that. So yeah, I mean, like, that is how it do be, and it do be like that, and it really do be like that sometimes, and sometimes it do be like that.
Yeah. What was your plan for today?
A talk and end. That's it. I'm gonna end as soon as we're done talking, because
Okay.
I actually have like stuff to do. I was gonna stream some Valorant, but I'm having some PC problems, and so I'm unable to stream Valorant at the moment.
Are we getting the tech guru to come over?
Tech Guru is coming to fix it tomorrow, so
Cool.
I'm gonna get something fixed, hopefully, and then hopefully by Tuesday, because I have a sponsored stream. You know, your girl's sponsored by Nesquik.
I'm not.
Okay, well, you can have
But
some
I
of
still
my
get the free
Nesquik.
milk. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay.
I actually
So
loved
fun.
Nesquik back
Wait.
in middle school.
Oh, yeah.
I used to
Let me
drink
see.
it like every day. The strawberry one specifically.
Oh, I love the strawberry one.
Strawberry ones are really good.
Yeah. So Nesquik and I are, and then also tomorrow I have a stream with 7 deadly sins. So I was like, well, Hannah, this is a week of very, very bad to have a lot of sponsor stuff.
Well, Leslie said she was gonna buy us dinner every day this week, so like she's doing it for a good cause. Leslie, just go with it. Though.
Oh yeah, I'm buying Peter.
Thank you so
Indian
much.
food to make up for that time.
I'm still hurting over it, by the way. That chicken tikka was so good.
Okay, we can order from the same place.
Toxic,
Do you
I'm so
want
mad.
the same place?
I'm upset
I
about
can
it.
order it.
Kind of mad. A little upset.
Hi, Hannah. I see you.
But that honestly speaks. Okay, sorry, this is like totally random. I just want to emphasize how good of a friend Leslie is, though, just because like that's literally the only time I've ever been even close to being upset with her, and like I could think off the top of my head like many times where I definitely pissed her off from
Okay.
something stupid I did or said.
Okay, sometimes, but I told him like seriously, he's not really angry. Like I couldn't think. He came up with one time, and I remembered. Oh yeah, I was like slightly upset with you one time, but like I haven't actually been like, mad at you.
Because she doesn't know everything.
I mean, yeah, I've
I
been
pooped on your car once.
Oh yeah, you pooped on my car.
Yeah, I'm
you
sorry.
pooped on my car.
Yeah. That's my bad.
Okay,
I
that's-
blamed it on Stefan though.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
He didn't poop on my car. Trust me, I never found poop on my
People still think I'm gonna poop on your car. in the
car.
future.
Okay, but Peter's been an amazing friend, an amazing support system. Like, I told him this, but I didn't realize like how like much I wasn't really I was open in a way, like weirdly I'm open on stream with a lot of my emotions, but I have to be weirdly vague at the same time because like say I had a really rough time with a friend or something, but I'm just like, hey guys, I'm really stressed right now. That's what I'd say. I'm really stressed, going through a lot behind the scenes, but like we'll be good, and this is, the stuff I talked about, a lot of that was what was going on, and I'm just like, smile through it, go on, right? But
Oh, wait, there was that one time, I forgot why I upset you, but I remember I got you cupcakes the next day because I felt really guilty about upsetting you. Do you remember that? Oh, it's because you were telling a story.
oh, sorry, I hear words scares me. Okay, sorry. Back to Lily.
I forgot what the story was, but I remember you were like telling a story and then like I like made like a joke at your expense and then like it upset you. Do you remember that?
I do remember. I don't remember the joke, but I do
don't remember
remember.
either.
Yeah, you did. Oh, yeah, I was mad at you.
Oh yeah, it was because I was saying like, okay, Leslie, you take all the credit. I remember saying that. I don't remember what you said.
Yeah, I remember. Wasn't it in the kitchen?
It was in the kitchen.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Oh, she was pissed.
But like, whatever. We talked it out, and you apologized, and I was like, no, it's totally fine. Okay, I'm someone.
Were the surprise cupcakes effective though?
Yes, of course. I would like to say that I'm someone like, if you come to me with an apology, I will be so like, oh my god, of course. Like, I will accept anyone's apology. If someone's like, I get mad.
Okay, but you shouldn't though.
Not always though.
But you know what I mean, though, right?
depends-
If it's like if they're being
Oh, yeah.
genuine about it, then yes.
It depends what it's for, but some people take advantage of that fact, and I hate those people.
The fact that I haven't bought you cupcakes in a really long time just shows that we've been good lately.
Yeah, sure. But you buy me Starbucks.
Yeah.
But pretty much people make mistakes, exactly. But take it away, Peter.
Yeah. I mean, there's really not much to add on. Like, I'm really proud of you for like telling your side, saying your piece. I'm hoping that you're able to like have some closure on this whole
totally.
situation.
I have so much closure. I have closure.
Yeah. Like I was saying, like I personally don't have. I think that there's probably gonna be a lot of guys like me in our friend group where like we never really had any personal issues with Fed, but like a lot of us were not like necessarily super close to Fed. So
Yeah.
I guess at this point we just wish him the best.
100%.
We don't want to tear him down. I mean, like obviously a lot of people will say like that's not like how could you say that when you like go public with this stuff? But like at the end of the day, it's about holding him accountable for his actions. They did try to handle things privately, it just didn't work out.
That's the one thing that that after Amon's statement came out, so many people what was frustrating is I realized that we had a lot of the details because we had her story already in our heads. So when you know her story but she hasn't come out publicly and you see all these people who are raging mad about bringing this public, but and you're like, oh no, and then in my mind I told Edison, I was like, dude, because of this, it has to get worse before it gets better. Like, we have to come out with the more of the problems, because I think a lot of people initially were just like, okay, protect, like don't make him look too bad because the public is just gonna like eat him alive, right? But enough to for people to understand why he's being removed, because you have to like removing someone from offline TV from offline is like a huge thing. So it had to justify that, but like they're also like trying to not go too hard on him, but like because of like them coming out, right, and then a lot of people like missing a lot of details, I guess, that then Poki coming out with her statement, the shift after that was like, oh my god, I like fell in my chair. I was like, thank god, like people are seeing the full story and seeing what the heck, all that shit, basically.
I was also getting frustrated by how stupid some people were.
Oh.
Like some people were saying like you could have just kicked him out of the house. It's like, oh, and then said nothing. Would no one have been suspicious as to why Fed would have been removed from the house without a statement?
No, people get mad over everything. They're like, why are you sharing so much information? Or why aren't you sharing enough information? Stop being like, if you just kicked him out and said, we have chosen to kick him out, we will give no explanation, we are cutting ties, thank you very much. People be like, share, what's going on? Hello? Stop leaving us in the dark. What, you know?
Like, especially during this time, it would just be assumptions.
Yeah.
Like, it's better to just like clear the air and like, yeah.
It's like people are always gonna be mad. So like I knowing that I was making myself feel a little bit better, but like I knew that if there was no information, people would be crying and begging and flaming for not getting the information. If we give information, why did you not keep it private? What's wrong with you? So yeah, I mean, it's a lose-lose when it comes to the public. And that's why it sucked for everyone. I felt terrible for everyone, like having to read those comments. Like I was just malding for them. You think of Yvonne Mauled, she was malding.
Yeah. But yeah, like on top of that, just remember to support the victims, support our friends. We just want to be there for, you know, Yvonne, Lily, Poki, like everyone else who's been affected. Mm-hmm. Once again, like it's so brave of them to like come out and say their piece, to give their side. I mean, this is just my opinion. I don't think Lily should have had to apologize, but I'm not going to really get into that out of respect to Lily.
Agreed.
But yeah, and Amon has just been incredibly strong and like resilient through this whole process, which has lasted for years. So it's not just like a week, not a couple days, it's years.
She is strong queen. I have no clue how she deals with it.
Yeah.
How she can like, oh my god, some of the people who respond to her stuff, like they are literally just people who hate her, just anything she says, just discredited. Women, omega lol. Imagine believing a woman. Like, holy crap.
That's gonna get clipped out of context.
Sorry. I'm quoting things that I see in people's chats. Like, instantly discredited because you're a woman. Imagine that. I told Edison, it's like, you know the racist comments you get? It's like another, like dealing, because some people discredit you or say things to you because you're Asian, because you're black or whatever. It's like another slap label, it's so frustrating to like speak and people discredit your words because of your gender. Like I literally like cannot read other people's chats during this because I see people, that comment was so common. I don't remember who, XQC or Ms. Kiff, I was watching one of their streams and it was just flying like women omega lol. Imagine listening to a woman.
It's just casual misogyny.
I'm like, oh my god, I hate this I hate the internet. Like I couldn't, I was so pissed because they weren't listening to anything. They were just like reading these statements like lol. And it was disgusting. Not the streamers, but like the chats. And oh my god, my blood was
sometimes it feels very hopeless in terms of like trying to make any change, but like I have been seeing some comments of people saying like, I'm glad these people came out with their stories. Like I didn't realize that this was like bad behavior or like could be perceived as like really abusive behavior, and like if we could even shift the needle a little bit in terms of like how people perceive what abuse is, what consent is, how to like appropriately interact with one another, man or woman, then you know, this is all worth it then in that regard. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, sorry, I don't know what to do.
That was so weird.
I appreciate you for going along with me. You instantly were like down.
Yeah, but I didn't say anything until you did, and I was just like, your arm is like slightly sweaty.
Oh, that's why I turned on the fan because it's hot. Sorry, it's my arm. Or what is this called? The elbow pit. Okay, great. Now you've exposed me for having
The arm taint? I don't know.
elbow pits. Like, my elbows aren't sweaty. It's my elbow, the opposite part of my. What is this called?
The pits of Dagobah.
Dagobah?
Yeah, Dagobah.
The pits of Dagobah.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about. But what is it? It's a. Oh, it's called a fossa. My fossa is sweaty. Okay. Sorry for having a sweaty fossa. Not Mufasa. Okay, well that's it. Thanks guys for listening, and thank you to Peter for coming in. I was very stressed to say anything because I didn't want to say anything.
I feel a little bad because I feel like I spurred you on to talk about certain things.
No, it's
when
okay
you weren't
because I think I would have suppressed that, and been like, it would have come out eventually. Like, I guarantee it would have come out eventually. So it's not your fault. I'm bad at, like, when I have strong emotions about something, like, I try not to speak on it, but, like, word vomit.
Yeah,
so,
Leslie's been saying that she's been more open about, like, her emotions or her feelings lately.
Yeah, I don't.
That's good.
Yeah, especially with you. On stream, I never know where the line is. Like, even right now, I'm like, oh gosh, did I say something wrong? Am I gonna, like, have to deal with, like, backlash about something I said? I'm gonna read some comments. Like, I'm just like, I'm gonna, but I think.
Yeah, direct that backlash at me.
Yeah. Tended to be. No.
I don't have sponsors already, so I'm good.
It's okay. I don't think that I said anything that could lose me sponsors. And then I talked I talked to people, and then they said, like, it's okay. Like, say whatever you want to say. And I was like, okay, triple check. I was like, Jody, I can say this? It has your name. She's like, go ahead, say what you need to say. And I'm like, okay, I'll say it. And so I said it. Okay, and then you have one guy. Stop.
That guy's a gifted sub for sure. This dude right here. Chat. Stop.
Anyway, so yeah, you don't have to like me or like Peter or whatever. I just hope that.
No, you have to like me. What the fuck?
No, you do not
I'm
have
very
to like
insecure.
us. I don't think if I wasn't me, I might not like me either. I'm not really sure. I can't tell if I like me or not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, we're not asking that. We're just saying, like, I hope that you heard what we had to say. And we just send lots of love to our friends, and
Yes.
we hope for the best for Fed. Please, once again, no hate towards Fed during this time. He is, seeing, I think he's going to therapy. I haven't spoken to him directly, but that's what I've heard.
Yeah, we just wish him the best.
Yeah.
Make sure to support your friends. Support our friends. Make sure they're doing okay. Take care of them. They're really brave people. So you're super, super brave. And that includes Leslie, too. So
Yeah, you guys are freaking awesome. Thank you for listening. And then for me, I'll be streaming tomorrow, like, afternoon. Got a sponsored stream, so heck yeah. Cash monies. Okay, sorry. I'm probably read the room, Leslie. Okay, gotta go. Oh, so movie night. I'm gonna try to find a way to do it. Because Chris is gonna come help me with my PC, but I also have a sponsor stream, and then I also have, like, this thing I can't talk about that's happening before that I need to do, and that's at, like, in the morning. So then the afternoon seems booked, and then evening, maybe I can add that. Yeah. So I will ask you guys. Maybe we can postpone it to Thursday or something if it doesn't work. But I'll keep you guys updated. I'm not gonna overbook myself. I'll just can't talk about. Don't worry. It's nothing that you think it is. It's something you'll find out very soon. Okay. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being awesome. You guys are sick nasty. Thank you for being supportive. Honestly, Jody was talking about this, how it's sort of like when you're talking about these issues, you're sort of preaching to the choir, because you guys, like, the people willing to click on something with a female face on it in the first place is someone who's already, like, not too misogynistic. Well, if you're watching and supporting, okay, not clicking, because some of them are clicking to, like, some people are clicking on it. Like, if you're willing to watch my stream, right, for hours and hours, and you're not there to just shit on me.
You're already more likely to be someone that agrees with our statements.
Yes. So then, it feels like when we say these things, you guys are like, no, hard support, of course, right? The people that we're trying to get through are, like, the ones who are like, women, omega lol, that kind of stuff, and they're not watching my stream, so it's like, but yeah.
Before you go,
Yeah.
we should probably just read off alerts really quickly.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. So sorry.
Here, I'll do it for
Wow,
you.
you're like a way better streamer than me.
No, I just,
This is crazy. I totally forgot.
I got you.
Oh my goodness.
Dustman thinks a resub for 22 months in a row. Neo Zombie thinks a resub with a prime for 2 months. Blue Key thinks a resub with a prime for 18 months. Chica thinks a resub for 10 months. Eddie thinks 100 bits. Griswold thinks a resub for 26 months with everything going on. Honestly, I feel So she thinks this person thinks you're really good at Valorant.
Oh, Valorant.
Yo B Dub thanks for the resub for 37 months just now. Let's see. Okori 1810 thanks for the prime for 7 months. Yo Manny thanks for the resub for 17 months. We love you too. Beach thanks for the resub for 23 months. And we love Nesquik and Nutter Butter. Tommy Nudes thanks for the resub for 3 months. Wait, hold on.
Here.
Let's go to the very beginning.
Okay. Okay.
About where?
About here.
You sure?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, about here.
You keep like going down. You're like about here. Let's just do the start of your stream.
Okay.
We'll do here. 2 hours.
Oh boy.
Okay. White Argle thinks they're resub for 2 months. Brother Armin thinks they're resub for 27 months. I Am Charles thinks they're resub for 4 months. Ray Major. Tanner Morris thinks 100 bits. Tim Tamale thinks they're resub for 3 months. A Passionate Fool thinks they're resub for 24 months. 2 years. HT Bassi thinks they're resub with the prime for 2 months. Joker. Think of the host. The Big Mayhew thinks a resub for 3 months. Mark Crazy thinks a tier 2 sub. CSP are cool. Think of the prime. Casper Cool. Think of the resub for the prime. Zian Aeon think of the tier 1. Snow Reed thinks the resub for 6 months. You do the total. Okay, 7 months total.
6 months.
The Weird Wall thinks a resub with the prime for 16 months. Cheryl Vivo thinks a resub. I think the prime sub. Juicy Sword thinks the prime sub for 7. Rob thinks we're gifting a sub to Volpsy. Cutting thinks a resub for 4 months.
Thank you.
Forsyth thinks a resub with the prime for 11. The Crazy Monk thinks a resub with the prime for 2. Rishi thinks there's a prime sub. Thanatos thinks they're resub with the prime for 19 months. Mole thinks $2. Hi, sorry for doing it right now. I just really want to say thanks for talking about this stuff. I'm going through some stuff with the whole Me Too thing, so I'm really grateful for that. I'm sorry that you have all gone through that. Oof, that much love from me. Much love from us too, man. Or woman. Sorry, I don't want to say. Super Guru, think of the 200 bits.
Thank you. Dragon Llama thinks a resub for 29 months. Super Guru thinks another 200 bits. Thank you very much.
Alfonso thinks it's $10. What the fuck? Leslie said we were family. She lied. Dark Elf thinks a $3 dono. Hi Leslie, I know it's hard talking about this. You are all strong. This is truly amazing. At this point, we all want to feel safe as much as we can. And there's only way, so be it. I love you guys, and you both look amazing. That wasn't a burp. That was clearing my throat.
Okay.
Phoenix thinks a resub for 30 months. Oh, there we go. Dying Sins Twitch. Ugh, fudgy. Think with tier 1. Chips thinks a resub for 22 months. Ashad thinks a resub for 9 months. Young Narwhal think with tier 1 for 14 months. Subaru Girl think with another 100 bits. Taking the Piss think with $5 dono. Small things can weigh you down too. You have just as much right to voice how you feel. Thank you. Charles think with $6 dono. Thank you both so much for sharing. You're both been amazing. And please give all the OTV peeps a Giga Turbo hug the next time you both.
Giga Turbo hug incoming.
Mr. Mantis thinks a resub with a tier 2 for 10 months. Noble 2 thinks a resub with a prime for 5 months. Rob thinks gifting a sub to Nubby. Baybus thinks a resub for 2 years. One My Donut thinks they're resub for 4 months. Tucky thinks they're resub for 8 months. Flair thinks they're resub for 2 months. Brandon thinks they're resub with the prime for 5.
Exhausted Al, thanks for the 6 months. Snowy Foxy, thank you for tier 3 sub for 10 months. Brad, thank you for 15 months. Ubermensch, thank you so much for the 14-month resub. And Morley for 17 months. Welcome back to Fuslie. Ramses, thank you for the 23 months. Jen Ace, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Pale Wise Guy, thank you so much for the 2 years. Dr. Phil, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you both for speaking on this issue and sharing your piece. On a lighter note, Peter, is that a nice hat? That is a nice hat. Is that the first time you have worn it? Ponyboy, thank you for the 3 months. Angel Rider with a tier 3 sub, 4 months in a row. Psycho Turtle with the Twitch Prime sub, very good. Rob with the gifted sub to Joey. Myung TV, thank you for the sub. Kroner, thank you for the 2 months. LMVG, thank you for the 2 months. Kelly John, 25 months. Big Monkey with the 27 months.
Monkey, there's a resub for 27 months. Lord of Oblivion, thanks for the resub with a tier 1 for 14 months. Mindblow, thank you for the prime sub. Bob the Potato, thank you for the prime sub. Supergirl, thank you for another 200 bits. A Smith, thanks for the resub with the prime for 17 months. Are you talking to Hot Chubby anytime soon?
I don't know. I haven't planned.
Okay. Zaffer Blue, thanks for the resub with the prime for 3 months. Geno's Ajashi, think the tier 1, Keith think the $2 dono. Hey Fuslie, on behalf of the sensible viewers and the fans out there, you feel better and things can move on. Okay, sure. Do I know you? Lol, think the resub with the prime for an entire year. Perfect Tofu thinks they're resub for 52 months. Stop Beach think they're resub for 28 months. Strangely TV think of the best. Ms. Lolly think the tier 1. Ola thinks they're resub for 3 months. Love you, dude. Emmy Gal think the tier 1. Sipsos think they're resub with the prime for 21 months. Henry thinks the tier 1 for 40 months. Ryoji, yo, dude, thanks for $5 donor. Hey guys, hope all is well with you guys during the pandemic and through all this drama. I know things are tough for all of you guys right now, but there's always brighter end to the tunnel. Much love to you guys, and hope you guys stay strong. Thank you, Ryoji. Hope you're doing well, man. Emmy Gale, thanks for 300 bits. Caroline thanks for a resub for 3 years. Cheers! Chops Mark with 100 bits. Longhorn finishing with 5 gifted subs. Tommy thinks a resub for 3 months. Beach thing. I think we read through these, right?
Okay.
Yo Maddie, Okor. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
And then now we go to
Itsy
Bitsy, think with the prime sub. Astabart, think with a resub for 4 months. TJ Stretch with 100 bits.
Alex G,
think with 4 months.
Leonard
Think with 5 gifted subs. Shebang think for 11 months. Leonard again with another 5. Leonard again for another 5. Dilema think with a resub of the prime. And Leonard with another 5. And another 5. The Crow 751 think with 100 bits. Koji think with tier 1 for 52 months. Leonard with another 5 gifted subs. Billy Bond thinks with a resub for 23 months. And Leonard with another 5. Mal Chris thinks a resub with the Prime for 13 months. Attack Dog thinks the Prime. Phalion thinks a resub for 52 months. Austin thinks with 500 bits. And holy shit, Carrie thinks a resub for 58 months. Ikudo thinks a resub for 18 months. JVX. Is that supposed to be J17?
J7X.
Or what's VXVII? Or is that just letters? JVXVII thinks of a resub with the Prime, or thinks of the Prime sub. Adalina Bear thinks of the Prime sub. Aprox thinks of 100 bits. And William Hex, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. Long Day with the tier 1. Kasario thinks of a resub for 23 months. Juicy Stick thinks of a resub with a Prime for 34 months. Hailstorm thinks of a tier 1. And the Moat Man thinks of the resub for 2 months. Holy shit. Okay, we'll find a couple.
And shout out to Peter Park TV, my roommate, for being here and hanging out with me. So don't forget to shoot him a follow, like, and subscribe to his TikTok. He is putting out some lit dances. He was practicing this morning and they were fire. Do that one. You know the one. Yeah.
The one where I put up my legs and take a
So stay tuned.
Oh, also the moment I think it's a resub for 2 months.
Queen. Okay. Moment, thank you for 2 months. Yeah, guys, honestly, positive vibes to everyone. Thank you guys for being there for us and for each other and just.
Oh, I have a host suggestion.
Oh, yeah.
Scara.
Oh, yeah.
Let's host Scara.
Okay, we're gonna host Scara. So you guys, if you don't know who Scara is, he's Scara. I mean,
Yeah, like needs no introduction, honestly.
Yeah, like
if you don't know who he is, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
so yeah, let's go and give Daddy Scara some love.
He ended?
Wait, he ended?
Wait, no, he's offline. He's offline.
No! Wait, shit.
Wait, is it a fake one? Are you guys for reals? Abort?
Wait, he already went offline?
Wait, what? Is anyone from OTV streaming? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
Give me a new host request. I mean,
how about John?
John, I'm down.
Masayoshi?
Yeah, let's freaking go.
Yeah, let's host Masayoshi.
All right, we're gonna host John. I've never called him that before, so I'm like, all right, we're gonna send our love to Masayoshi. You guys know.
We love our boy Masayoshi.
Sorry about that. Damn, Scar ended, frick, man.
Dude, I didn't think he would end already.
Yeah. Well, thanks guys for hanging in there. I don't know at what point we went sub mode, but thanks mods. I'm sure some people were saying some dumb shiz.
No, I'm sure they're very silently supporting everything we were saying, as they should, right?
Right.
Yes, queen.
So, yeah, they were. Okay, I had a feel. Okay, thanks guys so much. Shout out to, I had nothing. Shout out to our great friends.
Yeah, I mean,
our mods, everyone who's keeping positive right now.
Yeah. I mean,
good vibes.
Just to go with the movement, you know, listen to the victims, hear their stories. It's really important too. Like, it would mean a lot to me if you guys would just hear them out and like empower them, because they've been silenced for a really long time already. So I think we owe it to them to at least hear them out. So, because they're being extremely brave in the process. So yeah, that's it.
This is my new thing. Like and retweet.
You gotta do one at a time.
Oh.
Otherwise, it looks like you're fanning me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like this.
All right, guys.
Like and retweet. Okay, go send lots of positive vibes to John.
You guys are gonna love John, okay?
He's great. If you don't know him, he just, he'll introduce
He's
himself.
so hot too. Like, he's just eye candy.
Okay. I mean,
You can't say anything because you're engaged, but I can say that.
There you go. Exactly. All right. See you guys. I'll be back streaming tomorrow. Peace out. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.